Hello friends and welcome back to the channel for Season 54, War number 4, and today's matchup is up against DD13, both of us sitting in Platinum 2 as you can see there. Team today returning once again is Void, Ironheart also along for the ride, got a couple of cool fights with her, and Overseer back on the team for the first time in a long time, but he was the best option for an arcade that we'll be fighting later on. For the time being, though, we will be on Path 4 in Section 1. Nobody wanted this Kindred fight, so I figured I might as well take it. We'll be using Void here since he's a tactic attacker, and pop in an APB here just to get a special off right away. I've talked a lot in this season's videos about how overpowered the Decay tactic is. This is another great example. As long as you keep enough debuffs up on Kindred, and using a tactic attacker grants you enough, more than enough there, just from those withers. The degen from him is going to do no damage as long as you have those debuffs up on you. So, again, I've talked about this a couple times here. He presents very little threat on almost any node in this defense tactic because the degen is his main threat, and even when you get him into the rooted phase, all you have to do is just kind of be patient and wait until you have a special attack, and you'll be taking very little damage here. As you can see, I've got 5 degens on me, taking no damage. We fire off the special to kill him, and we've taken 4% of our health only, so really, really easy fight. Alright, moving on, we have a SAURON here on node 13. We're going to be taking this fight with Ironheart. Not much to be concerned about in this particular fight. Obviously, you don't want to stay close to him because those weakness debuffs add up very quickly. And the more debuffs you have on you, the more subject you are to insult to injury. So we're just going to be trying to, just play it conservatively here, build up our debuffs, make sure that we keep tracking up. We can always parry and heavy to remove his prowess if we need to, or we can just keep cycling through his special attacks to kind of keep, the tempo of the fight going here. He consumed all of his prowess there on that prior special attack, so we're good to go here. And I think I do end up building up to the special 2 here, just to finish the fight off. The distance required for a good dex on a special 1 kind of works in your favor when it comes to long distance relationship, and that ends up being a very straightforward fight. Alright, up in Section 2 we have a thing on node 19 here, and we've taken many things with Void over the course of many seasons here in SSX, and I know you guys are probably sick of me hearing this, talking about the concept of the magic number, but truth be told, I was watching Thursday Night Football while I was doing this fight, and I completely blundered my own advice. So not on this first special one, and I'm not sure if it's the second or third, but I accidentally push him to 15 rock stacks and then fire my special, and he does pound me a couple of times as punishment for that. But yeah, so I guess I'm going to, I guess I need to keep talking about only firing specials at 13 rock stacks because even I am subject to messing that up from time to time here. So that was the second special 3. It must be on the third one here. And I was like kind of glancing down at the screen, glancing up at the TV. It was a good game on it if you were watching it. So right here, so fire off my special 1, immediately know what I've done, hoping that he just stands there and doesn't punish me. He only does a double medium, so we kind of escaped there with it could have been worse, I guess. And then we were able to push him back to 15 rock stacks, and he cleared them with a special 1, and now we are back in control of this fight here. Now, I'm not really worried about the health loss here. This is my last fight with Void for this war. I'm just going to wait it out here, and down he goes. Alright, moving on, we have the aforementioned arcade fight up here on node 28 that we'll be taking with Overseer. Overseer, I think, is the best overall option to this particular matchup because he is immune to Nullify and thus won't be triggering Buffet, and he has poison immunity, which you really want to have against arcade. You don't want to get by with just poison resistance against him. Now, I had a little bit of trouble in this fight just trying to find a balance between, keeping myself in that poison cloud, which is a good way to quickly ramp up Overseer, and kind of not staying in the cloud because I don't want to give Arcade so many tickets that I'm going to have to be worried about constantly knocking him down or triggering his auto block here. So making a few mistakes early on here. We aren't taking any of that shock damage, thankfully, because of the Decay tactic. Another way it just comes to your rescue. And I think I took a combo earlier when I missed a parry, but otherwise, we're slowly building up our debuffs here, and that is eventually going to turn off the healing via the Despair Mastery. And once we get into the cosmic mode here, you can see just the incredible amounts of red damage that Overseer is capable of on his light attacks. Now that first burst cycle there, we didn't really get a lot off, but I think I do a much better job in this second cycle here. So also trying to stay away from the wall because I'm not using my special 1, not triggering my stun immunity passive, and therefore subject to him, charging heavy and stunning me when I'm sitting on that trap in the corner. Don't want that to happen. So, trying to back off, create some space, and then, push him back into the corner with my combos here. So we trigger our second burst phase here, and this goes a lot better, as you can see. Just so much damage, just 8, 9, 10k burst there, and we do the special 1 and go for the YOLO finish into the striker, and another combo finishes him off. So could have been better, but overall pleased with that one. Alright, last fight of the war for me is a Bullseye on 49. Ironheart is a very, very good counter to this fight. We're going to pop a combat regen boost here just to deal with the chip damage and some of the brute force degen. And then you notice here that I had forgotten once again to take off my Ouchie Mastery, so that combat regen boost putting in a little bit of extra work there. So at the start of the fight, we dex to put the Incinerates on him, and that actually puts the Stunning Reflection node on cooldown. And then once we get tracking up, we actually turn off the Stunning Reflection node entirely. So he will still be stun immune, but we won't get stunned if we try to stun him here. And other than that, it's pretty straightforward, just kind of playing around that killer instinct and making sure that we continuously fire off our special 1s here, just to keep as many debuffs on him as possible. All those Incinerates are building up our power, as you can see, so we're just kind of, playing it nice and slowly. We don't want to take too many risks in this fight. Step back into another special 1. We've got 22 Incinerates on him here, and he is just about dead. We've taken about half of our health here between the brute force and the debuffs that we had from Ouchies, but even with them on, this is a cakewalk for Ironheart. Unfortunately, we did not go on to win this one. Shout out to D13. And as I've said a couple times, I think, this season, we're probably going to see this defeat screen quite a bit because we aren't trying very hard. 5 kills for me, 0 deaths. Our record stands at 1-3 on the season. And folks, I hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know in the comments below how you're doing in Alliance War this season. Probably better than us, to be honest. But yeah, if you enjoyed this, please let me know by hitting that like button. And as always, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again next time.